Happy Sunday, everyone. And just want to do a little video on what to expect this week. And I have some breaking news from President Trump as well with regards to China. So first of all, this past week did feel like a high stakes thriller, kind of starting with the government shutdown, hangover, dipping into trade war jitters, climaxing with inflation relief and record smashing highs. The S&P 500 notched its 33rd new high of the year, up 1.9% for the week, while the Nasdaq surged 2.3% and the Dow climbed 2.2% to close above 47,000 for the first time ever. Year-to-date, Nasdaq's up over 20%, S&P 15, and the Dow 11. So I will go through the trade exchange news for the week, but first I want to go through President Trump's trip in Malaysia. So here we go. Let's see what he's been doing there.
Members of cabinet, staff from the foreign ministry, exchanging pleasantry, and of course, U.S. Ambassador Edward Hagan.
Yep.
Now, indeed, there is a trade agreement on the reciprocal tariffs that's going to be signed between Malaysia and U.S. and it's a work in progress, 99% completed. Even right till yesterday, it's still a work in progress, but they managed to get it finalized and it will be signed between Malaysia and the United States. Malaysia is looking at 19% in terms of the tariff rates, the U.S. import tariffs. Now, while it's awaiting anxiously regarding the reciprocal tariff or the sectoral tariffs on its key semiconductor industry and pharmaceutical. Now, 60% of exports from Malaysia to the States, electronics and electricals are semiconductors. So a lot of the industry players are concerned just whether President Trump will extend the exemption for a few months more, or will he slap Malaysia with hefty tariffs, as reported, some 100% tariffs on semiconductors. Okay, here you have it. It's enjoying the music,
what a good
feeling
dancer.
It, getting the rhythm. Now, these dancers have been working very hard. They've been rehearsing for him, and it's sizzling hot on the tarmac. It's easy 35 degrees Celsius. Okay, paying respect. So Malaysians are really rolling out the red carpet, the ASEAN way, with the theme sustainability and inclusivity. The different ethnic groups are out. Some students as well from the a nearby art school or arts academy, Aswara. They are here as well to welcome President Trump's maiden visit to Malaysia. Also present with civil servants nearby Putrajaya, the administrative capital.
So that was his trip, but we have breaking news as well for what's going on with the China. So let's take a listen to this little clip here.
Fox News Alert right now, President Trump in Malaysia for the first part of a week-long high-stakes visit to Asia as his administration announces they've just reached a successful framework for a deal with China ahead of Trump's meeting President Xi this week. GOP Senator Dave McCormick sits on the Foreign Relations Committee. He joins us now. Senator, thank you for being here. What's your reaction to the news that there is this framework now reached on the rare earth minerals part of the negotiation?
Well, I'm struck by the contrast. You have President Trump on the world stage negotiating and helping to precipitate peace agreements. You have these trade agreements that are being announced. Looks like a breakthrough with China. This is peace leadership, American leadership on the world stage, and peace through strength. And you have the Democrats here in Washington shutting down the government. Air traffic controllers aren't getting paid. because they don't like what was passed in the Big Beautiful Bill, and they're trying to essentially hold the government hostage to getting the extension of the Obamacare subsidies. So the contrast between leadership and the things that are happening here at home are palpable.
And Senator, you just partnered with Democrat Senator Fetterman and put this video out where you're asking for the government to be reopened. I talked to Senator Fetterman. He said that, he wishes other Democrats would get on board. But I do want to know if there will be bipartisan praise for President Trump on this Asia trip. I mean, we've been making light this morning, Senator, of the video of President Trump arriving in Kuala Lumpur and dancing with the dancers out there. It's really a symbol of how Trump and how America is being received in that region, which is such a critical part of the world right now with China's encroachment on the South China Sea and other areas. What did you take from that?
Well, I mean, great things are happening. President Trump's exhibiting leadership, but also optimism in America's greatness. I think people see that the deal he negotiated in the Middle East with Gaza was kind of remarkable, the return of those hostages. But across the board, whether it's trade or using American leadership to try to bring an end to conflict around the world, President Trump's moving forward on his front foot, also making huge changes here at home that are benefiting working families. And I think what you see with the shutdown is really the frustration that the Democrats are feeling. They're trying to lash out at President Trump. They actually said explicitly that they think they have leverage in using the government shutdown to try to get their objectives in place. But unfortunately, the people that are losing are the American people in Pennsylvania, 2 million recipients of SNAP. Right here in Pennsylvania. So this is a problem. Senator Fetterman's been a great role model on the Democratic side. He has said he will never vote to shut down the government. I'm saying as a Republican, regardless of who's in the majority, it never makes sense to shut down the government. We need to get the government open and we can move forward on discussing anything that anyone wants to discuss, including the extension of the Obamacare subsidies.
Hey, Senator, before we let you go, I want to give you an opportunity to address tomorrow marks 7 years since the Pittsburgh synagogue shooting, the deadliest act of anti-Semitism on American soil. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a tragedy. I live right around the corner from the Tree of Life. 8 people butchered on that, or I'm sorry, 11 people butchered on that day, 8 people wounded. It was an absolute horror. But honestly, what we saw that day is what we've been seeing since October 7th. On October 7th, there was a surprise attack against Israel, but we've also seen a second surprise attack where anti-Semitism has bubbled up across our country. We need to have leadership to stand and say that is completely unacceptable. That's another area where Senator Fetterman and I have tried to be leading voices, and it requires leadership across public officials. And unfortunately, there's too many people in the Democratic Party who have sanctioned that sort of awful behavior, and this horrible remembrance of the Tree of Life killing, which is tomorrow, is a reminder that we've got a long way to go.
Okay, so I do want to cover also, we have the breaking news on China, so I think we should be watching a stock like BABA because it's going to have a move. And you can see here, this is a BABA chart. And this, to me, looks like it's curling up and wants to continue to the upside. We've been watching the stock. It's been making some great moves. And BABA is one of my favorite stocks to trade on the China sector. There's no reason to be scared to trade China stocks. Everyone sometimes comments on social, they don't like China, they don't like China. What's there not to like about BABA? They make a fortune. They're an AI. They're an amazing company. So, keep a watch on this. You can make very good money. We have already doubled our money on long term on the ETF BABX. So if you were in that with me, with my room, you'd be doubling your money in less than 6 months. So, BABA's one to watch and looking for this continuation, especially with this news. I won't be surprised we see some gap ups in China tomorrow as a result of that. Moving along, I want to talk about the trade exchange because they have the list of things and events for this week. And one of the things at the trade exchange too, you don't need to wake up at 4 a.m. They do all the work for you. So you can relax. So tomorrow morning we have 8:30 a.m. durable good orders, 10:30 Dallas Fed manufacturing survey, 11:30 the 2-year note auction, the 5-year at 1 o'clock. So it's quite a list of events there for tomorrow. But the nice thing is no Fed speakers because they are on a blackout as a result of the FOMC, which is on Wednesday. And you could see here with this phenomenal report from Trade Exchange. I mean, they just summarize it for you that you can just, stay focused on trading. And you could see here, they have all the earnings this week, tons of earnings. Apple, Amazon, Boeing, Caterpillar, Coin, Carvana, Google, eBay, Meta, Microsoft, Sophie. And I have some really good videos coming out on some of those companies, so stay tuned for that. I'm looking to release a couple of them probably tonight because I'd like to do them separately. If I put them in a regular video, the video will be like an hour, and I don't like to make videos for an hour. But I do like making videos. So Tuesday we have some more content happening, but Wednesday is the big day, FOMC. How's the market going to react remains to be seen. And by the way, that's what matters. So they're forecasting a rate cut of 1/4 point. How does the market react is really the bottom line. So be ready for volatility. But aside from that, be ready for some more good news on China because we know the president's meeting with Xi Jinping on Thursday. And the fact that we got breaking news today while I was making the video is phenomenal because that's going to show some excitement in the China stocks. So definitely keep them on your watch list all week because we will hear more content, more news on China. So the more information we get, the more those stocks could move up. And then Friday, we have the Baker Hughes rig count, the employment cost index, and some other Canada GDP. And really, this prime minister in Canada is just terrible. I don't like him. So I want to talk about NVIDIA Jensen Huang because this is another event for this week. And he is going to have an event in Washington. He is a keynote speaker, and he'll be talking on Tuesday. And he'll be talking at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You have to pay to see him in person. A lot of stuff is sold out for the event. However, you can watch him live. If you can't watch him live, there'll be a recording of the content, and I'll be looking to share that information at a later date. But one thing to note, he is the AI king, and he is going to be someone that everyone in the AI world is going to listen to. A lot of stuff he says he's so far advanced from other corporations. Why do you think all these companies are buying chips from NVIDIA? Because he is the leader. He is the king. Yes, there are other companies like AMD have great GPUs, but I think, NVIDIA is still ways ahead in this market. So definitely keep a watch on Jensen because people are going to be glued to the words he's using of what is coming ahead. The other thing to talk about too is the rare earth because a lot of people are not familiar. What is rare earth? I just want to quickly explain because this is really important with the China deals too. It's really a group of metallic elements, including 15 lanthanides plus scandium and yttrium that have a lot of magnetic, fluorescent, and conductive properties. So these are very difficult and costly to extract and process because they are typically dispersed and found in low concentrations rather than in large concentrations. And so these minerals are essential for many modern technologies, including consumer electronics and electric vehicles, and obviously renewable energy systems like wind turbines, which hopefully over time, I think some of those are disappearing. So just keep that in mind, why rare earth is such an important commodity. So I want to just say that the week is going to be exciting, and I really appreciate the Trade Exchange team giving me this information and giving me the opportunity to share it with you guys as well. They do have a paid service where you can actually get all this information. You can just check them out. I'll put the link in the video. You can visit them on Twitter or on X at the Trade Exchange. And the website, thetradeexchange.com, great company, a must subscribe to as well. And I want to show you one last thing here with the Trade Exchange too, because they're just so advanced. If you go here to Trade Exchange and I just log in here, you see they are working around the clock. Okay, so I have here all the news so far for the day. It prepares me ready for the market. I don't even have to worry about researching stuff. But here, look, here, I already have some Apple information. They're preparing to add ads to Apple Maps in 2026. Reports that businesses like restaurants can pay for priority placement. So it's going to be interesting for Apple because that's going to be more revenue for Apple. I'm going to share this tab. Sorry about that. Boeing factory workers rejected a 5-year contract. But don't forget, Boeing has earnings this week, so keep that in mind. Some crypto information. They'll tell me what's reporting tomorrow. Pre-market, aftermarket, stock splits, dividends, economic calendar, and Fed speakers. And also some comments from Scott Bessent from today that I might have missed, from not watching the news because I'm busy. I can get all the news here from the trade exchange. So definitely subscribe to them because they are amazing and they're so advanced. And you can see here, the news here was already this morning. Look at that. U.S. and China have reached a very successful framework for Trump and Xi to review. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said after 2 days of talks in Malaysia, the discussions did cover trade, rare earth, which I just explained what that is, agriculture, TikTok, fentanyl, and Taiwan. So this is breaking news, and this is fantastic to hear that the meeting is going really well, and I am so excited to see what the market's going to do tomorrow. So hopefully you guys have a phenomenal evening. Look forward to sharing more content and look forward to going live on here as well to do some real-time commentary. So look forward to seeing you guys soon. Have a wonderful day and great week ahead.